Hello everyone, so exciting to see you all again today. I'm gonna read the story Belle's Tea Party from Disney Princess Bedtime Stories collection. Hooray! Chip yelled when song was over. That was wonderful, Belle cried. Will you do another one? Lumiere frowned. Actually, we need to go check on the master, he said. Yes, Cogsworth agreed. We might need something. He and Lumiere hopped off the table and went to the bee's study. Now what we will do, Belle? Chip asked. Belle looked over at the teacup and smiled. I'm not sure. Chip, she said, I'll try to think of something. Just then, Chip's mother, Mrs. Potts, the teapot, entered the room. She knew just what would cheer up Belle and Chip. Let's have a tea party, she suggested. Belle, why don't you change into your prettiest party dress? And Chip, I have a special job for you. The little teacup smiled excitedly, and Belle raced upstairs to change. We're going to have a tea party, Belle exclaimed when she reached her room. Oh, that's lovely, dear, the wardrobe replied. You'll need something bright and pretty to wear. She opened one door and looked inside. Belle reached for a navy dress. No, 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 the wardrobe cried. That's too dark for a tea party. The wardrobe rummaged around a little more and found a yellow hat. You simply must wear this, she said. It's beautiful, Belle cried. Then she noticed that the wardrobe was holding a yellow and gold dress and matching gloves. Oh, you're outdone yourself, she said. The wardrobe smiled proudly. After Belle had changed, she looked in the mirror and twirled around. It was such fun to dress up. You'll be the belle of the ball. Tea party, the wardrobe said with a giggle. While Lumiere and Cogsworth returned to the dining room. The beast had been taking a nap, so they hadn't needed to do anything for him. Once the clock and candelabrum heard about the tea party, they started getting the dinner room ready. They put a vase filled with blue flowers on the table. Then the spoons, dishes, and napkins jumped into place. Now all they needed was the food. Before long, Mrs. Potts and Chip brought in some tiny sandwiches and pastries with frosting. Ooh la la, Lumiere cried. This will be a wonderful tea party. I think we're almost ready. Cogsworth said. Chip, would you please place this card at the head of the table? He gave Chip a card with Belle's name on it. That way she'll know where to sit. Chip put the card in place. Mrs. Potts smiled at her son. Now you take your place too, she said. The little teacup hopped onto a saucer excitedly. It was his first tea party, and he couldn't wait for it to begin. Everything is so beautiful, Belle exclaimed as she walked into the dining room. But wait, said Mrs. Potts. We can't forget the most important part of the tea party, the tea. Mrs. Potts tipped herself over and poured some tea into Chip. Then Belle picked up Chip and took a sip. The little teacup beamed. At last he had an important job. This is a lovely tea party, Belle said. I'm so glad I have good friends like you. Me too, Chip said. Everyone smiled. Maybe rainy days weren't so bad after all. This is the end of our story. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time with another story. Bye-bye.